Hey everyone, Duox here, and today I'm going to do something a little different than what I normally do. Normally I'm doing Let's Plays, but today I decided to do a system build for a PC. Why am I deciding to do a system build? A lot of it has to do with CES, and there's now all these Steam machines coming out. And I saw the prices, and they're all upwards of $500, when I think you should be able to get a build that competes with an Xbox One or PS4, and you can build it yourself and it'll give you comparable performance at the same price. So let's see if we can try to do that. One of the reasons I also want to do this is that there's the AMD APUs that are really interesting. They're probably going to be the future when it comes to graphics because you have GPU built onto the CPU. Another reason I also like this is because you get, a PC for the same price as an Xbox One, but it also games. So you get all the benefits of PC, all the media work abilities that the PC has, and you also get the gaming abilities that the Xbox One and PS4 have. Another reason is this is going to be upgradable, so you can put a graphics card in there and get way better than Xbox One or PS4. And then you can also, change things out, make it how you see fit. You can do a mini ITX case if you really wanted to. That's up to you. Hopefully with this build, comparable graphical performance to an Xbox One or PS4, if not better. Because Xbox, especially 360 and PS3, were barely at 720p. Xbox One still has some games like 900p. When you can get 1080p on a computer, and we've been doing 1080p on computers for a couple years now, at least. So I think it's time that we build a computer that's comparable to the console price and get 1080p gaming and all the abilities of a PC and all the things that are great with that. So here we go. I chose to put together some parts for about $450. So with this build, I'm going to go through all of the parts and you guys can see what parts you like, dislike, and go through the pricing and the reasons why I decided to put them in there. So let's start. Alright, so what I'm going to choose first is the APU, which is really a CPU with a GPU. We're going to go with the AMD 810 7850K. This is not out yet, but when it comes out, it's going to be way better than the APU that we have right now. It's going to be 36% faster graphics-wise than the current APU. So I'm really excited. I think it's worth waiting, a week to see what this is going to be like. Currently, they say it's going to get 30 frames a second, 1080p, and Tomb Raider. Probably at low, but, that's still great. Better than an Xbox. It's going to be 45% faster in Battlefield 4 with Mantle. They tested out Mantle in Battlefield 4, 45% faster. If not that, maybe 30. I'd take 30% faster. So this is going to be definitely doing some mid-range 1080p gaming on Mantle-enabled games. That's fantastic. It's $170, so it's a bit pricey, but with that performance, you can get a $100 CPU and a $70 graphics card doing 1080p. That's amazing, but it's all in one thing. So that's why I like this build. Next part we got is a motherboard, Asus A55BM-A USB 3.0 Micro ATX FM2 Plus motherboard. And this is a mouthful to say, but it's also got USB 3.0, but it was the cheapest one I could find with USB 3.0. I said I have to put my stick in the ground somewhere. Got to choose USB 3.0 because it's so amazing when you use USB 3.0 versus 2.0, especially for storage, because this is going to have some serious storage capabilities. This is going to be a media center, so you put in a USB drive with all your family videos and pictures, it'll load so incredibly fast. Transferring files from one computer to another, USB 3.0 is just the way to do it, unless you're networked with Ethernet. So that is $69 at the time. That's actually base price. It's $65 on Newegg. So I really like that. It's fairly cheap. Not going to be overclocking. We don't also have CPU cooler reason stock one there. But you know what? That'll get the job done. Let's just not overclock. Same with motherboard. Just don't overclock. You'll probably do some damage there, but it's really good how it is. And then for memory is important because that's what the APU uses. So we have the G-Skill Aries series 8GB DDR3 2133 memory. We chose a fast memory, which is needed because with a fast memory, that's going to improve your APU performance, or your graphics performance in the APU. Because you don't have graphics cards have DDR5 memory, We're limited to DDR3 because of the technology of motherboards, but with DDR3 2133, you're going to get pretty decent memory speeds out of that guy. And that is $80, so it's a little expensive, but memory is kind of expensive relative to like a motherboard, so just how things turn out. Storage-wise, we have a Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB 3.5-inch drive, 7200 RPM for $59. So I think that's amazing, especially when I remember a couple years ago it was like 1 terabyte. They have a drive of 1 terabyte. Now it's like, yeah, you really can't get much lower than a terabyte. You can go 500 gigs and get $10 off, but there's some seriously diminishing returns there. So why not just get a terabyte, $60? So many games on there, so many games, especially with Steam. You know, just download all your games, you're good to go. Case-wise, we're gonna do a Thermaltake Commander MSI Snow Edition ATX Mid Tower, and I like that one because it's cheap, $45. It gets the job done. You just, it's got enough fan spots. If you want to choose your own, you want to do a mini ITX and change up the motherboard, go for it. But I really like that build. It seems pretty reliable. People like it in reviews, so I decided to go with it. But that's something totally flexible. I just went with something kind of cheap. Now for case fans, we're going to have some Antec fans in this guy. And those Antec fans are $5. So yeah, cheapo fans. You know what? This isn't a water-cooled system. This isn't $2,000. It's a $450 computer. You get some fans in, you're good to go. Just get some air going across that CPU. We're good to go. If you want to put more fans, you want to get better fans, it's up to you, but this is a cheap build. And fans are fans at a certain point. We're going to do a power supply now. We got the Corsair Builder 430 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply. And this is a mind-blowing $20. And it also has a PCI connector. So this will hook up to a graphics card if you choose to upgrade the system and put a discrete graphics card, crossfire it, do whatever you want. It's capable. Currently our watt threshold estimated wattage is 200 watts. So you can put in, I'd say a 200 watt graphics card. You'd be okay. And it gets the job done for $20. It's Corsair, so it's quality. It's 80 plus bronze. It's quality. It's got a PCI. It's quality. We're doing pretty good. Now, what I decided not to include, no optical disk drive, because that's legacy. It's $20. If you want to go for it, go ahead. But I like my $450 build without an optical drive. You don't use it. Steam, download it off the internet. Production software, download it off the internet. Windows install, even. You put it on a USB. Steam OS, you probably can install it from USB. What else can you, either internet or USB, you're covered. And we have USB 3.0. So that'll work out pretty good. We're also not going to put in a aftermarket CPU cooler, not overclocking. We're also not putting in an SSD because they're kind of expensive. But, if you want to put in a 30, 60, 120, that's up to you. That'll increase your boot up time. But, we're going for a 450 build that will compete with the Xbox One, so I think that's perfect. Yeah, we're not including a discrete graphics card. There's a different build I made, $540 with the discrete graphics card. I have to change the motherboard and CPU, but that's an extra $100. We're doing something that's just going to be like, hey, this is a media center PC. Just throw it next to your TV. You're good to go. You can game. If you want to get some serious horsepower, there's another build, $540. You can even upgrade this one later. So that I just decided to leave out the graphics card for now. We'll see how the AMD A10 7850K performs. Also, I decided to leave out the operating system cost because with the operating system, you can choose SteamOS, and that's free. And you can choose Windows. Maybe you have a copy of Windows laying around. That would be free if you already have it. And if you want to go splurge and go $80 on Windows 8, 7, I don't know. That's up to you. So that's totally your choice, but you still be under $550 with an OS install. Also, I decided to leave out a keyboard and mouse because one, price of that is somewhat negligible. You might already have a keyboard and mouse laying around. You can get one keyboard and mouse, $10 combined, cheapo ones, but it gets the job done. You can also use the SteamOS controller for gaming. And so I don't know what the price of that's going to be. You know, it depends if you want to get SteamOS or not. If it'll work for PC, I think it will. You know, all that is up in the air. So I decided not to include that in the price calculations. But you know what? $450, you'll get about $450. You can build this PC, and I would love to have a $450 PC right now. That'd be awesome. You know, this is just a fairly powerful, especially nowadays with the performance of CPUs and graphics cards. I like it. So that's going to be it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Say if you want another video that'll do the 550 build with a discrete graphics card. That's going to be a cool video. Just, you know, like if you think this is a good build, dislike if you think it's a bad build, give me some constructive feedback. But I think, you know, this is really a console killer kind of box. So, and it gets, you know, it does taxes, man. It does TurboTax. It'll do Microsoft Word. You know, this is amazing. You know, you can't do Microsoft Word on an Xbox One. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next video. Have a great day.